Hey world, it's later in the evening on Sunday the 5th of October 2014. I said I'd do a video on the coming eclipse on who's getting hit. So I am. Now I'm only looking at the moment at sun signs, and I'm looking at the ones who are being affected in a challenging way, and these are the cardinal signs: Aries, Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, born around 15 degrees of their sign. So this is predominantly, for example, it's the people born the 5th to the 7th of January as far as Capricorn goes. And with Aries I'm looking at the 5th to the 7th of April. With Cancers it's a bit later, I'm looking at the 7th to the 9th of July. And with Librans I'm looking at the 8th to the 10th of October. But you're the ones who are getting affected in what I see as a challenging and difficult way. It may be, of course, that you've got your moon at one of these degrees, or the ascendant, or midheaven, or possibly even Mercury, Venus or Mars. In which case a lot depends upon the house of the zodiac that it's in, or and the other aspects, but it does seem that quite a few people are going to be affected in quite a personal way by this eclipse, and it is going to result in some type of breakthrough. A lot of people may be looking at this in terms of breakdown. I am looking at it in terms of breakthrough. Now a few people are getting really positively affected by this, and these are the people born with the sun primarily around 15 degrees of the fire signs. So here I'm definitely looking at, for example, those Aries. Again, Aries, you seem to be the ones being most stimulated, both for challenging and for positive, around the 5th to the 7th of April. Those Leos born around the 7th to the 9th of August, and those Sagittarians born around the 7th to the 9th of December. You're in a really good space at the moment to take advantage of opportunities that seem to be developing around you. I suppose the only danger here is complacency. Anyone with planets around 15 degrees of any of your signs, with the exception of Virgo, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, but all the other 8 signs, if you've got something around 14, 15, 16 degrees, then you're going to get hit by the eclipse. And one way of perhaps demonstrating this is to look at the bigger meaning of this. The eclipse itself, as I said in this morning's video, is fine. It's part of a grand trine and a kite formation, and if it weren't for the T-square to Pluto and the accompanying degree of subversive, underhand and manipulative power struggle energy that's going on with it, then I'd be a lot happier about it. The fact that it's happening on a Mercury retrograde tells me that we're not going to see the full implications or get the full meaning of the eclipse until after it's over. But nevertheless, I do expect actions and developments here. And if we need a clue, then we're looking at Uranus in Aries at this time being the rights of the individual, the freedom of the individual for individual human rights across the globe. And if we're looking at Pluto in Capricorn, then we're looking at the need for some type of disciplined, structured approach to world governance and the economic future of the world. And these two things are going hammer and tongs at each other. So I do expect this eclipse to really bring up the rights of the individual versus the rights of the collective. And I hope that this is not going to transpire into some large-scale demonstration of stupidity, for example, in Ukraine, Hong Kong or Syria. And it may well be that we're heading into something that could be quite difficult over the coming few days. If so, can't stand by and do nothing. Really, there's got to be an observance of the need for freedom at a dignity level around the world. Everyone's entitled to their own religion and their own political opinion, but repression in this day and age is almost a Stalinist thing, and it belongs 100 years ago. As long as your philosophy and religion is not actually impacting on anyone or telling you that women are better or worse, or that you can't believe this or that, hey, I'm fine with it. It's a free world. This eclipse is going to affect a lot of people in a lot of ways. I prefer to see it as a breakthrough rather than a breakdown. And if you are being affected by this, I prefer that you see it like this as well, because believe me, make your life a lot more easier. You'll be running the ship then if you see it as a breakthrough. If you break down, you're just playing into the victim game of the television, car, processed food trip, you know, and that is so 20th century, folks. It's time for a new beginning, and I think that this eclipse on the 8th of October is very much a major doorway opening into the future. So let's take it as that and make it something as positive as we can, shall we? Catch you in the morning. Good night.